Hey guys, and welcome back for another short flow. Today's session is a 20-minute mobility session. All you're going to need for today is a strap, PVC pipe, item of clothing, belt, scarf, anything you've got to hand, and some space on the floor, a mat if you have one, and whenever you're ready, come and join me in the center of your mat in Tadasana. So for today's session, you're just going to need a PVC pipe or a strap or an item of clothing. It could be a belt, scarf, whatever you've got to hand. If you don't have any of those to hand, you can simply just do we're going to basically be starting off with some pass-throughs. Instead, you could always circle your arms in big circles and then in both directions. So grab a hold of your strap, PVC pipe, whatever you've got to hand. Come to the center of your mats, and we'll just begin with a couple of pass-throughs. So we're taking the strap across us, setting it at about hip height, and then we're lifting as we pull it up and over our head and back, tapping behind, tapping in front. So we're just going to do 10 or so of these. Inhaling to lift, exhaling to tap. And as you go through these, you might find your shoulder mobility starts to get a little bit better, a little bit looser, and it becomes easier. So you can just scoot your way along the strap, narrow your grip a little bit, and continue with those pass-throughs. Just take your time doing these, really focus on opening up in that overhead movement range. I'm going to do 2 more each way. And then you can just simply remove the strap and just put it down to one side. So if you come to the front of your mats now and set yourself up in Tadasana, we're going to come all the way down into Uttanasana Ragdoll. So take a nice deep breath in as you reach up tall. Exhale, hinge at the hips. Think about keeping length through the spine. Take a slight bend at the knees, draw the chest over the thighs, crown of the head towards the floor, and just take a moment there in Ragdoll. You can hold opposite hand on opposite elbow and just gently swing from side to side, back and forth. Whatever you need to do to just get into that lower back, your glutes, your hamstrings. And then just gently take the hands to the floor. Walk the feet all the way to the back of the mat, and we're going to come down into a kneeling position. So hands under shoulders, knees under hips, and we're just going to do 5 cat-cows. So you're going to inhale as you dip the stomach, look up towards the ceiling, and then exhale as you round through the spine, pressing the ground away, pulling the shoulder blades apart, sucking the navel up towards the spine. Inhale to lift. Exhale to round. Two more to go. Last one. From here, just take the hands slightly further forwards, tuck the toes and press up into your down facing dog. We're going to spend a little bit of time here just opening ourselves up. So spread the fingers, grip the mat with the hand, think about your position. So crown of the head towards the floor, take a bend in the knees, and think about lengthening through the spine. So pressing the crown of the head towards the floor, pushing the body through the arms, and taking the tailbone high towards the sky. Think about creating length in that spine. From here, pull the shoulder blades apart, create space across the back of your upper back, and then you can start to begin to pedal out the legs and start to straighten them out, working into those hamstrings, those calves, ankles, hips and feet. And if you want to, if you're feeling particularly tight in the shoulders, you could also take a few pulses through the arms as well. Take a few more breaths here, in whichever variation you want, pedal or pulsing. take one last deep breath all the way in, find length in the spine. Exhale, push both heels down toward the ground, and then we're going to take a body flow. So inhale, roll forwards, drop the hips, come up into Cobra or Sphinx. If Cobra is too much for the lower back, you can always come down to the Sphinx posture. So just spend a moment there, opening up the front body, maybe swivel from side to side, open up the hips. And then gently just come back onto all fours again. From here, taking your hands underneath your shoulders, knees underneath hips, we're just going to do 5 scat presses. So it's a really small movement, just squeezing the shoulder blades together as you let the chest come through the arms, keeping the elbows locked out straight, and then exhale as you press the ground away, pulling those shoulder blades apart. So the focus here is on that center bit of your back, squeezing and pushing apart those muscles, so engaging those. So you're squeezing to pull them together, exhaling to pull them apart. Nothing else in your body should move. Your hips and lower back should remain fairly neutral. All the movement should just be in between the shoulder blades. One more. And then slowly come back up to neutral. And then we're going to take the left hand through, bringing the left shoulder to the floor, looking out under the right armpit into thread the needle pose. As you exhale, reach, and as you inhale, you're going to lift and twist, and then exhale to reach again. We're going to do 3 reaches on each side. Last one, and then come back to neutral after that twist, and repeat on the other side. So right hand goes through and under the left arm, bringing the shoulder to the floor. Exhale to reach all the way through, and then inhale to lift and twist. Exhale to reach. Inhale to lift and twist. Exhale to reach. And then inhale to lift. Come back to center, and we're going to take one more body flow. So tucking the toes, press back to down facing dog. You're going to inhale to roll forwards, drop the hips, come up into Cobra. And then exhale as you press back to down facing dog. From here, you're going to take your right foot outside of your right hand, coming into a lizard lunge, dropping the back knee to the floor, reaching the heart forwards, really feeling that stretch on the inside of your groin there. Take a nice deep breath all the way in. And as you exhale, we're going to pull back into pyramid pose, a variation because you've got your hand on the inside of your foot. So straightening that front leg and draping the body over that front leg, or folding over. Inhale back to lizard. We're going to do that 2 more times. Exhale to pyramid. Inhale to lizard. Exhale to pyramid. And then we're going to step straight through. So you're going to kind of come into a high lizard and then step straight through into garland pose. So feet are at your squat stance. You're dropping your hips to the floor, lifting your chest, sitting down into that squat, taking a nice deep breath in. You can use your elbows against your inner knees to press the legs apart and pull the chest through. Think about tailbone to the floor, crown of the head towards the ceiling, and try and find a nice long neutral spine. Try not to round over or collapse over your legs. Take a nice deep breath in. Exhale. Maybe take a few pulses there while you're here. And then inhale as you lift the hips, heel toe the feet back underneath your legs or hips, sorry, and come into your Uttanasana forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift, squeeze those shoulder blades back and down together. Exhale, forward fold. And then we're going to come all the way into a twist. So feet are hip distance apart in your forward fold. Keeping your left hand grounded, we're going to inhale to lift and reach with the right up towards the ceiling. Exhale, release. Replace the left hand with the right, and then inhale to lift and twist to the left. Exhale, release. Heel toe the feet back out to your garland pose. Inhale as you lift all the way up, extended Tadasana, palms together at the top. Exhale, come back down into that garland position or squat stance. Take a nice deep breath in. Exhale, and then palms to the floor. We're stepping back with the right leg back into that lizard lunge. So dropping the back knee to the floor, maybe take a few pulses, and if you dare, see if you can come down onto your forearms this time. In all cases, keeping the toes grounded, and keep looking forwards. The temptation is to look down. Try and keep looking and reaching forwards with your eyes, your chest, your heart. Take a nice deep breath in. Exhale. One more deep breath all the way in. Exhale. And then slowly come up onto your hands. Reach back. Right hand goes to left foot. If you can, you might just want to shuffle so that you can grab that foot or use a strap even. And then just bring that heel in towards your glute. Maybe pulse it a few times. For the more mobile of you, you can come back down onto your forearm. And this time we're going to allow you to roll over onto the knife edge of your right foot and kick back into your hands if you want to for monkey twist pose. Looking over your right shoulder. Take a nice deep breath in. Exhale. One more deep breath all the way in. And then release yourself from the pose. Step back to down facing dog, and we'll take a body flow before we repeat on the other side. So inhale, roll forwards, drop the hips, look up, come to cobra. Exhale, tuck the toes, press back to down facing dog. So this time the left foot comes outside of the left hand, dropping the back knee, coming into that lizard lunge. Set yourself up, find that stretch in that hip. Take a nice deep breath in. Exhale, eye gaze forwards, chest forwards, remember. And then as we exhale again, we're going to pull back into that pyramid pose. Folding the body, straightening the legs and folding the body over that front leg. Inhale to lizard. Exhale to pyramid. Inhale to lizard. Exhale to pyramid. From here, you're going to come into that high lizard just for a moment whilst you step through into your garland pose. So hips, feet are squat distance. You're coming down into the bottom of that squat. Again, think about resetting, using those elbows against the knees, pulling those shoulder blades back and down so you've got a nice long neutral spine, tailbone to the floor, crown of the head towards the ceiling. Take a nice deep breath in. Exhale. And then this time, inhale all the way up, palms together at the top, heel toe the feet back underneath the hips. Exhale as you hinge forwards into your Uttanasana, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Squeeze those shoulder blades together at the top. Exhale, fold deeper, heel toe the feet back out underneath you. Inhale to lift all the way up, palms together at the top. Exhale, down into your garland pose again. Take a nice deep breath in. Exhale, and then plant the hands on the floor, taking a big step back with the left foot back into that lizard lunge, dropping the knee to the floor. An option again for those of you that are more mobile to come down onto your forearms. Letting that, so keeping the toes glued to the floor, let that knee really go out towards the side. Take a nice deep breath all the way in. Exhale, one more deep breath all the way in. Exhale, and then inhale as you come all the way back up onto your hands. Reach back, left hand to right foot. If you can, use a strap if you need to, or just lift the foot and try, and just pulse it a few times in towards the glute, and then come back down onto your forearm if you want to. Roll over onto the knife edge of that left foot and kick back into that left hand with the right foot, looking over the left shoulder. Take a nice deep breath all the way in. Exhale. One more deep breath all the way in. Exhale. Release. Come back to your down facing dog position, and we'll take one more body flow. So inhale, roll forwards, drop the hips, look up, come to cobra. Exhale, push back so that you're coming into a kneeling position. Hands under shoulders, knees under hips, and we're just going to do 3 each side, bear to bridge rotations. So I'll demonstrate the first one. You're coming into this kneeling position, lifting the knees off the floor, and then you're going to inhale to lift and come over into a bridge. Thrust the hips up, and then come back to that bear position, and then back over the other side. So we're just going to do 3 each side in your own time, just taking a moment in each position to feel the mobility as well as the stability that's required. I'm going to go 1 more each side for those of you that were watching the first round. So we should all now just be about finishing. Just slowly come back onto your knees when you're finished, and we're going to make our way into a supine position for standard bridge. So option to use a block if you want to do a supported bridge. However, you probably don't need it for this one. You're just going to come down onto your backs, lift your hips towards the ceiling, and then shuffle your shoulders underneath you. Try and grab a hold of your heels if you can. Lift those hips up as high as you can, and just take 3 deep breaths. Exhale, release, and then we're going to roll over onto our fronts and come into scorpion pose. So in a prone position on your mat, taking the arms out wide, palms facing down, forehead to the floor. You're going to inhale to lift your left leg up, reach it all the way up and over towards your right. Try and keep your right shoulder glued to the floor. The left hand can come underneath the armpit, and you're just going to press into the ground as you open up that, underneath the shoulder, and you're going to press into the ground as you open up that right arm. Take a nice deep breath all the way in. Exhale. 1 more deep breath all the way in. Exhale. And then inhale as you come all the way back up and over. Reaching back out with that left arm, you're going to press into the ground with the right as you lift the right leg up and over. Reaching towards that left foot or hand, and just taking a couple of deep breaths here. Last deep breath all the way in. Exhale. And then inhale as you come all the way back up to center. We're going to come back into extended child's pose. So I'm just going to turn around for you guys. So we're coming back into extended child's pose, reaching forwards with the arms, but keeping the palms of the hands together. And then walk the elbows forwards. So you're lifting slightly off your heels, pressing the head through the arms and pulling back so that you should feel a stretch in your triceps. So just take a few deep breaths as you expand in the upper back. Last deep breath all the way in. Exhale. Release the hands to the floor and come back to a normal extended child's pose. From here, we're just going to exhale as we reach all the way over to the left. Feel the stretch in the right side body. And then inhale as you walk the hands all the way back to center, and then over to the right. Feel the stretch in the left side body. Last deep breath all the way in. Exhale. And then slowly walk your hands all the way back to center. Slowly come up to seated. And we'll just finish in a seated position in the center of our mats. Taking a nice deep breath all the way in as we reach up tall, palms together at the top. And as we exhale to the forehead, kind thoughts. To the lips, kind words. To the heart, kind feelings. Namaste.